Hello everyone, Earl Henderson, Primordial Defense. Thank you for watching. I have another Monday quarterback video for you. I want to play this video and talk about things that are going on, to better explain what's going on, and talk about things that I think that are being done right and or done wrong. This video comes from Jackson County Sheriff's Office in Oregon. There is no spokesperson for this video like there are with other types of critical incident type videos. This is just a small snippet from body cam footage from an incident that they were involved in. From their YouTube page, there is a description with this video, and it is as follows. February 22nd, 2024. A Jackson County grand jury indicted a man today wanted on charges stemming from multiple incidents involving domestic violence and child endangerment. The suspect, Justin Ryan Trumpeter, 24, of Trail, is wanted for 2 counts of second-degree child neglect, felony fourth-degree domestic violence assault, third-degree robbery, first-degree theft, harassment, and 2 counts of reckless endangerment. The suspect remains on the run, with the Jackson County Sheriff's Office deputies continuing their investigation. Deputies were originally searching for Trumpeter in connection with the February 7 domestic violence assault call where he fled the scene at a high rate of speed with the children. On Friday, February 16, the deputies received information that Trumpeter was hiding with the children ages 6 months and 1.5 years deep in the surrounding Jacksonville woods. Deputies quickly located a vehicle at the top of Wagon Trail Drive around 1:30 p.m. on Friday, February 16. Deputies approached the car with caution, but Trumpeter had fled the scene before deputies' arrival. Deputies found the 2 young children abandoned and alone in the car. Deputies believe the children may have been left alone in the vehicle for up to 2 hours. Further investigations revealed suspected fentanyl and meth in the car with the children. Mercy Flight's medics checked the children on scene, then turned them over to Department of Human Services. After the incident, the children were treated at a local hospital and remain in DHS care. The case is open and ongoing, with deputies following additional leads. Then they give the information to call if you know his whereabouts. Alright, so here is the video.
Sheriff's Office! If anybody's in the vehicle, show yourself now! Sheriff's Office! I can hear kids crying. Sheriff's Office! Watch down. I got up. Yep. Little one. Little one. Front of the car. Can't believe this.
Hi, little guys. This is freaking horrible. Y'all are ready to get DHS up here.
We want medical too.
Sweetie.
Yeah, let's do it.
Hi. How are you? You have such pretty blue eyes. Hi there.
We're out with the children.
Hi there.
So we get a whole DHS and need to respond immediately. And medical code 1 to the bottom of
That's sweetheart.
where the gate's at for the children just to check on them.
Yeah, are you okay?
Just keep okay, baby.
Just make sure he's not hiding up there.
I know, that's what I'm doing.
You alright, baby?
If we can secure it.
I don't like this, dude.
I can get cop walk to the
Let's secure him in our cars.
Yeah.
Because at least just take the whole car seat.
It's okay, honey.
Good. Go all the way to the top of Wagon Trail. You'll come to a gate that's now open. Follow that up. You'll come to a house at Fort.
Hi, baby.
Hey. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, sweetie. I know. I know.
Do you want out? Here, I'll get it for you. You want it? You want to come out?
So he just sent that location, right?
Yeah.
So we're not far behind him.
No.
It's game on. Let's lace up.
And he abandoned a couple kids.
Yeah.
This is unreal, man.
I'm gonna lace my shoes up.
Alright, so
Lace up.
And he abandoned a couple kids.
Yeah.
This is unreal, man.
I'm gonna lace my shoes.
alright, that last comment there, let's lace up. I don't really think that he was referring to lacing up his shoes. I think you know, let's mount up, let's go. I think that's kind of what he was referring to. And then I think maybe he had a change of thought knowing that body cameras are on, and then decided to say, oh, let's lace my shoes up. All right, like that seemed kind of awkward. And that's the thing with body cameras is and if that was what was going on, he's saying let's mount up, let's go. There's nothing wrong with that. That is the right mindset, the correct mindset. Yes, mount up, lace up, load up, go hunt him down. That is the proper warrior mindset. But a lot of people don't understand that. It's hard for them to embrace that. And, people modify how they say things or what they say when the camera's turned on because they know it's going to be taken out of context. It's going to be twisted and cut up and put out in a different way than what was intended to try to make you look like a monster. So I do like body cameras. I wish that they had come out a lot sooner. Admittedly, when they first came out, I was kind of hesitant about them, kind of a little bit against them. But after using them for so long and seeing the benefits of them, being able to exonerate you, I wish they would have been around a lot sooner. There was times before body cams where I was accused of things and it didn't do, and there's always that, well, I don't know, but if there was a body camera there, it would have been a sure bet that the person making those lies would have been proven to be a liar. But anyway, funny little thing right there I just wanted to comment on when he said lace up. So they're out in the wooded environment. There's longer distances involved when you're out in the woods. It's just a more open environment. Yes, you have a bunch of trees and stuff like that around, but it's not like an urban environment where 20 feet in front of you there is a sudden turn and it's a street or a hallway or something, right? It is a 360 environment that you can see potentially, up to 500 yards, 360. And so this is really where a rifle comes into play and comes very useful. Even in urban environments, a rifle is still useful. Not so much because of its long range capability, but because of its terminal ballistics. So, number one, a rifle should always, or a long gun, it could be a shotgun, so I'll say long gun. A long gun should always come out for potential deadly force application. If you suspect that what you're doing could lead into a gunfight with a higher probability, which, you could say anything you do could lead into a gunfight, right? But things that have a increased chance of it, bring a long gun and bring your friends with long guns. The terminal ballistics compared to pistols is night and day. All pistol calibers suck. I don't care what you have. 9, 40, 45, 357. Does not matter. They all suck in comparison to rifle. Rifle is more effective at rapidly incapacitating the threat. Physically incapacitating the threat. It takes fewer rounds of rifle to achieve that than it does pistol. It may only take 1 to 2 rounds of rifle to rapidly physically incapacitate a threat, whereas with a pistol, it could take 10 rounds. It could take 15 rounds. Yeah, sometimes it takes 1 or 2 rounds from a pistol. But generally speaking, overall, it takes fewer rifle rounds to achieve that than it does pistol. There's been many times where people have been shot multiple times with pistol, and they're still moving around, doing stuff, and still fighting. Today, there are tons of people who are walking around still alive after being shot multiple times with a pistol. There's not that many people walking around today who've been shot multiple times with a rifle. Sure, there are some, but in comparison to those who've been shot multiple times with a pistol, no, it's very few. So, with the terminal ballistics point, good thing on bringing out rifle, and then also for the environment, having longer ranges to deal with, good thing on bringing out the rifle. This is for sure an incident where rifles are needed. Unfortunately, we just don't see rifles being deployed a whole lot when we see videos like this, and that's a sad thing, because I see that as a failure in training and a failure in mindset. But good mindset here, and probably indicative of good training.
Show yourself now! Sheriff's office, I can Sheriff's I got up. The car.
Can't believe this. Hi, little guys. This is freaking horrible.
This is, he's right, this is horrible. When they first made that approach, the door, the driver's side door of this vehicle was open. So any wild predator could have entered that vehicle and begin eating them while they're strapped into their seat. A large cat, you know, something like a, you know, big bobcat or something, or a bear could have crawled inside that car and began just eating them while they're strapped down in their seat, unable to do anything. The older one, who's close to 2 years old, what if a bear came in there and started eating their sibling, the little baby? They would see that and be able to comprehend a little bit more about what's going on. And for that short amount of time of being alive and watching that, the sheer terror that they would endure before the bear ate the little snack and then turned to the other one. And then the fear of being stuck there, not able to like go anywhere, and then being eaten. Being left inside that car, out in the woods, the environmental conditions. I mean, it's February, so I'd imagine it gets pretty cold out there. They could have succumbed to the cold temperatures, died of hypothermia. Or, I mean, I don't think it would get that hot out there, but still, even on cool days, the inside of a car can get really hot. So they could have also succumbed to heat injuries while in there. If these officers had not gotten there and noticed the vehicle, and this guy was too afraid to come back, they simply could have, well, not starved to death, but die of dehydration. Don't know where the meth and stuff was, or the fentanyl was in the vehicle. But let's say one of them, you know, the one that's almost two, say she somehow got out of the car seat and then came across the fentanyl, could have overdosed in it. It's horrible that he left them there in the car like that. Heck, wild, random happenstance chance that some weirdo could have been out there who likes kids and then seen two kids all by themselves and then decided to snatch them. I mean, the chances of that are pretty low, but it's still a possibility. So many things could have happened. And this guy, who's the father, is supposed to be their protector, and he left them there, abandoned them. If that's not the saddest part is I'm pretty confident the courts will give him a second chance at being a father to them. He will undoubtedly at some point regain custody of these kids, or partial custody of these kids. And that there is a miscarriage of justice. I mean, people who do stuff like this should never have another chance at it at all. They're at a young enough age where they could be adopted by another family and have a good life and not have to be stuck with that piece of crap dude. And the fact that they're still in the care of the DHS tells me that there's probably something wrong with the mother. Like, why have they not been turned over to the mother? Why have they not been turned over to grandparents? Usually in cases like this, the government tries to hand them over to family members, or at least immediate family members. So where's the family at? It's sad, because it's like having dealt with, criminal offenders like that, and kids who've been brought up by family members who are criminal offenders like that. The chances of the kids having a good, successful life, being crime-free and all that, is kind of low. And that's the sad part, too. They're going to have probably a rough life, or at least not a good, pleasant one. It sucks for them. I hate it. So I like their decision to keep them in the car seats and then remove them from the vehicle and take them back to their vehicles. Wasn't a big fan of how they just kind of hung out there. So at first, this officer is being mindful of, hey, watch our area. This guy could still be here, and he's right. The guy could be not very far at all. He could be hiding behind that log up there, and in the woods, people could be pretty close to you and you not see them. So it's literally, an Easter egg hunt out there on where this guy could be at. He could be very close. So I think the good decision was made to keep them in the car seats and then move them to their vehicles. I think they could have exfilled a lot quicker while in their vehicles and then have the rest of the cavalry come in to
Go all the way to the top of wagon.
To complete their search for this guy. When it comes to, kids who are, especially having teeth, when they get to a certain point where they can, eat more solid foods, it's easy to care for them because they can drink your bottle of water. They can eat your snacks, right? So if they're starving or hungry and they're, hangry, you can at least appease them with some of your snacks. Babies, on the other hand, unless you've got formula, there's nothing you can give them that's going to appease them. And that would probably have to be the hardest thing that they would have to deal with there, is that crying baby and nothing they can do for them. I mean, you're not, like, no one keeps formula in their vehicle. It's impractical to keep formula in your vehicle for, things like this. So you would have to sit there and just deal with the baby crying. You may have to try to get it to, soothe it with its pacifier or something. But other than that, like, unless you've got formula there, they're probably going to be crying until they get fed. And that would have to be probably one of the most frustrating things to have to endure, is seeing this baby hurting and starving and wanting food and just not being able to do anything for it. I just can't imagine what that feeling of helplessness would be like. And especially being in a remote area, it's going to be a while before an ambulance gets there. And who knows even if the ambulance would have any formula or not. There was a case, I remember, I don't remember where it was, and it might have been in Mexico. It's so hard to recall, but the incident I remember, police came across a baby, and the mother wasn't around, and one of the female police officers happened to have just given birth and came back to work, and she was still able to breastfeed. And they have this baby here that hasn't been fed, and so this female officer undoes her uniform shirt and pops a titty in the baby's mouth and feeds it right there at the scene. So unless, you have a female officer who, and the conditions are right and is willing to do that, there's not really anything you're going to be able to do for an infant to feed them. Hopefully, they would have something there that you could utilize. But, it being, how long they've been gone in this circumstance, stuff in the vehicle, you could have formula that it may not even be good to give to them because it's, been out for so long, been in the heat for so long. It would be, a bit of a gamble or risk to maybe give it to them since you don't know what its storage conditions were like. Not much else to say about this video. I don't have any updates on the guy. I think he is still on the run. Again, this happened February 7, and it is February 28, and I didn't see any news articles talking about him being caught or anything like that. So hopefully he gets caught and gets put away for a long time, and hopefully, they save the kids from him and they get to have a good life and not do stuff like this. Alright, if you like what you hear and see, go ahead and give me a like and a share. If you have not already, hit the subscribe button. Stay tuned for more Monday quarterback videos. Earl Henderson, Primordial Defense. Thank you for watching.